Hello, welcome to No Inches DIY, day one or afternoon one of the hanging bookshelf project. I've been to and I've bought some assuager because this is going to hang off wire rope. So what I've got is a heap of recycled jarrah. Actually had to buy this stuff. Got $40 for all this, so I'm not complaining. Beautiful place called Belmont Salvage. So I'm going to have 4 pieces of this, 2 together like that. They'll be butterflied together, maybe with 3 butterflies, and then a second one the same 3 butterflies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to cut the butterflies with this circular saw. Hopefully it'll save time. One of my neighbours, I think, has the same idea because he's cutting with his circular saw. So I'm going to just have a go at this, see how I go. Hopefully I don't make a mess. And yes, today is a bit of a dark day because we've had some cold November rain. All right, 4 pieces of 1 metre. Now I'm just going to cut a slice out. I might cut the butterflies first so I can get all those done properly. Now I'm going to set this saw up on a bit of an angle to get the angle for these butterflies. And once it's set at that angle, I'm not changing it. This angle I've chosen here is about 7 degrees. That depth is exactly 50 mils. Now just check this cut. So at 7 degrees, it comes in about 10 mils. 50, 50, and 50. A couple of squared lines here to follow. If this doesn't work, I'll have to revert to cutting them by hand. Doesn't look too bad. So my next step will be to cut a line across here, turn it upside down, cut down those cuts. Now, are these acceptable? To be honest, I'm not sure, but I can always give them a little tune up. I think they're probably good enough. And they are a little bit loose, but nothing some putty can't fix. So what I'm going to quickly do is rip down these surfaces here so they can be prepped up for gluing. So what I've got here, something I didn't even know existed, a 36 grit sanding belt. I'll have to go quick or there'll be no wood left with 36 grit. Some of these butterflies need a tune up. All right, it's getting really late, but I do want to get this glued up, and I'm probably just going to clamp it together and clamp it to the bench. So what I'm going to do is probably just glad wrap this bench. It's another cloudy day in Perth. So what we've got here is the 2 pieces for this cabinet that's going to hang down below the TV. It's all clamped up as best I can with the available clamps. The butterflies did work pretty well. I have got some gaps here, and I've got some glue that didn't dry very well because it has been humid, and also I had this covered in cling film so I could double stack them when I clamped up, and I didn't get them gluing together. So the cling film was a success in that regard, but the glue hasn't dried underneath it. So what I might do now, I was hoping I could rip into this with the 36 grit on the belt sander, but I should really fill these in properly first. So I might mix up some glue and sawdust putty, and I'll start doing that now. Just come through with my famous mix here. I've puttied up all these ugly bits. I'm gonna leave that for maybe a day to dry. It's been bogged up and I'm just gonna give it a sand, see how it comes up. So I've spent about an hour, 3 pieces of the heavy sandpaper and just one of the smoother stuff. And if I just wipe some water on it, you'll get an idea of what it's going to come up like. I've got a bit of edge here where it's been damaged by some sap or something, but I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've just got to work out a way to attach the two together. I think this is going to be a nice feature in my lounge room. And then every piece of furniture in there will have been handmade, with the exception of the couches.